The reason why men hate this new generation of women so much is because we're finally starting to realize how powerful.
Men are not intimidated by powerful women. They really aren't. I'll tell you what I see in this new generation of women. Very little self-respect. I'm 34 years old and I have never seen the level of hoery going on in this world. Most of these women can't cook. They're foolish women. They don't know how to build their household. Instead, they destroy it with their own hands. We got women emasculating men left to right, saying it's a problem for them to be a man. But baby, I got a boy. And as parents to a boy, it's my job to be the example and set the standard for the woman that's going to come into his life. It's my husband's job to raise him and teach him what a man really looks like. You see, my husband and I, we work together. I respect his role as male of the household, and he pours on to me all the love I need to keep this household going. See, baby, I'm powerful in my own unique way, and so is my husband.
Ain't nothing but a word.
Oh, Mr. Tyrone. I just gotta get freaky for you because you love the hoes.
I don't care if they don't like me. I came here to stunt. Yeah. I don't care if they don't.
What's good, everybody? If you're a first time viewer of my content or this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Shout out to the content creator here. I don't know who's the woman particularly who made the video. I might have to go on Sarah Dawn Moore's TikTok and then see the duet. You know, you can go on the tag and see all that type of stuff. So I might have to see that. But shout out to the black woman who made it very evidently and directly known that when it concerns why certain men don't put up with any type of nonsense with some of these women out here, it's because they do not know how to carry themselves as a feminine woman. She goes on to talk about how she has never seen so much horror in her life, right? And I have to agree. You have women out here who are carrying themselves recklessly. In the context of horror, you have women out here who feel like that, oh, they got to get a sugar daddy, or they got to go out here and try and get to the bag by just doing reckless stuff without thinking it through. Now, this has nothing to do with downplaying or shaming the different occupations that women do out here, of course, because, you know, the stuff that I talk about personally, you live the way that you live to play the game, and you elevate in these archetypes, these feminine archetypes of being how you should be, being sensual, whatever the case may be, to live your best life and play the game. You know, there's context to everything. There's different things for different type of conversations and different roles that a woman can play in her life. And I personally talked about this, or I directly talked about this to a woman in one of my comment sections, because, you know, I was talking about the sacred whore, and I can address this in this video. I was talking about the sacred whore, the sacred prostitute. If you look at this from the occult standpoint, every woman has this archetype of being that seductive woman, the red lady, the painted lady, Jezebel, Lilith, Set, Heather, Aphrodite, Ishtar, Inanna, so on and so forth. There's so many goddesses that embody this archetype of becoming this seductive, sacred prostitute or this whore. And when we're dealing with this archetype, we're not dealing with somebody. You ain't got to go out there in the streets. You ain't got to have a whole roster of men. It's not about you having a rotation of 4 to 5 different guys. It goes even more beyond sexuality when you really elevate. But it nonetheless corresponds to sexuality. And it's with a woman who is confident in her sexuality and who she is as a woman within her feminine being. Get into the scenario, I tell the woman that it goes for all. It applies to all different roles and positions that a woman plays. You know, with me talking about the Devi, I talk about there's 3 different stages to the Devi. There's becoming the mistress, where, you know, you live your best life, you're young, wild, all that type of stuff. The mother, who plays the role of the bride or the wife, the companion to her husband. Then there's the crone, who is the godmother or the old witch in the house, and so on and so forth. And each of these phases in a woman's life, they can become that sacred whore, that sacred prostitute. And this is when you're dealing with taking control of your own life, or investing yourself in certain things in life and getting something back or getting something out of it. It doesn't just, you know, necessarily have to do with sexuality. But we'll deal with that at another time for another day. But what I tell her was, there's different bases for this. You can become that sacred whore in the bed for your husband. You can become that deviant, seductive woman for your significant other. If you want to go out there and you want to hustle the game and you want to be a sex worker, do so. But do it, according to your will. Do it functionally. Don't just go out there willy-nilly. There are healthy ways to do those type of occupations. Outside of that, you have women out here who are reckless, who try to hustle and scam and do all the other type of stuff, who feel like that they don't need a man, who feel like that they can do all bad by themselves. They don't honor the divine masculine. They don't honor men, and they just try to do it how they live it, and they try to, become their boss, because they are
black woman, baby,
and all this other type of nonsense, right? And you have women who get so arrogant and so big-headed, all up in their ego, to the point where they completely forget themselves. They hit the wall by 30. Now they having a midlife crisis. Now they on TikTok talking about where the good men at. See, one crucial point when it concerns becoming Ishtar, becoming Aset, or becoming Aphrodite, or that sacred whore, is that she honors the divine masculine. She submits to the divine masculine. And that's the difference between when you're dealing with this from an occultic perspective and when you're dealing with it from a mundane perspective. Because you have men out here in my comment section talking about this, the women of the past. You can't tell these women to be whores, and the whores of today aren't the same whores of yesterday. We're not dealing with the masses. We're dealing with a small few, the elites, the chosen. We're dealing with a small few set of women who can actually play this role. A small set of women who know themselves enough to where they can play this role. They can play the game. They can, honor the divine masculine, honor men, honor masculinity while playing these roles, where they aren't out here being reckless. There are women out there like that. Getting back to this video, you have women out here who feel like that because they're their own boss and they're being strong and independent, that, that's why men aren't looking for them. That's why this generation of men hate this new generation of women. And I hate that phrase, because the generation of women today are no different than the generation of women from a century ago. And I talk about this when I, talk about the whole modern day women concept. I completely despise the modern day women concept, because modern day women are still women. They're still the same good women of today as they were yesterday, and they will be tomorrow. Because when you're dealing with modern day women, you're dealing with women who were raised from their mothers, raised from their grandmothers, on learning how to be women, learning how to be submissive to their own men, learning how to be their own person, but also willing to partnership and be submissive to their man. Understanding the role and the power and the position of a masculine man. And so that all corresponds and goes and ties to the divine femininity, to the divine feminine. And so this is where the woman was talking about how she works with her husband, that she's able to have these healthy conversations in a healthy relationship with her husband. And they work together to set an example for their children. And she wants to show a proper example to her son on what type of woman he should look for in a woman. The elements of her personality and the way that she talks to her man, the way that she deals with certain situations when it concerns certain things with her man, certain things in issues with the family or the household or with her family or with her friends. These are things you should keep in mind. The way that you talk with your friends, the way that you deal with situations. You don't want to be cussing up a storm in front of your son. You don't want to shame and demean and degrade your son each time that you get. You don't want to be that type of parent that you see an A or a B, you be like, oh, that's good, son. And then when he come back home with a D or an F, what I thought you studied for this. Each time that he tries to open up to you about something that he may not be sure about, or it might be a very personal or a very outlandish conversation. It could even deal with sex. And he might just have a question. Where did you get that from? Who told you about that? You don't ask about that. Now he's going to close himself. Now he stayed up in his room when he gets older. Why you don't ever talk to us? Why you don't ever get along with? Because you never gave him the space to growing up. That's why. You never gave him the space to open up and be true to himself. You never gave him the space to be emotional. You never gave him the space to express himself. So he'll express himself to his friends. He may express himself to maybe some girls that he's talking to here and there. But he won't do it to you. Some women have closed that door shut for their children and there's no going back. Others, y'all can heal it. Who knows? But that's it for this video. Let me know how you feel about this personally in the comment section below. How do you personally feel about this conversation concerning how women are today, the modern day women, this new generation of women? Do you feel like modern day women are just outlandish and out of control, all this type of stuff? Or do you feel like modern day women are women, you know, same thing I said of yesterday and today and tomorrow, and that you just personally can't get with this concept of the modern day woman? You know, this red pill manosphere rhetoric. But let's have a conversation about this respectfully in the comment section below. All right, make sure you like the video because it's going to get the algorithm up and get this video out to more people. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so you'll get the next video, and share this video with other people. All right, so we can be on the rise. Till next time, I'm Tyrone, and I am
Long as I got God, black women, and the squad, I got all